This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
Today marks the start of the 101st year since the foundation of the University of Nebraska at Omaha. We'll bring you what Chancellor Christensen had to say and what the reaction was of those in attendance.
Also, the governor's office will call for a special session today in the state legislature. We'll show you that although tax revenues are down, it looks like the budget cuts could be forecast later this year. Good afternoon. I'm Matt Santa Maria.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jake Buckingham. Today, UNO Chancellor John Christensen addressed faculty, staff, students, and the general public about the state of the university.
This speech is an annual event here at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. This year, the chancellor faced budget cuts and layoffs in forecasting the future of the university.
Through our teaching, research, and service.
Even in the face of deeper budget cuts, the University of Nebraska at Omaha Chancellor John Christensen still gave an upbeat forecast for his campus.
As we close the chapter of UNO's first 100 years, we realize the next chapter is truly ours to write.
In his annual State of the University address, Christensen highlighted the school's progress over the past year.
True to the early founders' vision, UNO does more than fulfill an educational void. We offer a unique, high-quality educational experience in the heart of a thriving city of the future as we address civic and social challenges of today and tomorrow.
Among other things, Christensen made note of increased student housing, renovation and expansion of the library and student recreation center, construction of Mammal Hall to house the College of Business, several new academic initiatives, and an increase in research funding and more engagement between the community and students through service learning initiatives.
The future, my friends, for this institution is very bright. As I envision a UNO in 2020, I see a campus of 18 to 20,000 students.
I think one of the most important things that people need to realize about UNO is how much everything's constantly changing. I go to class down at PKI, and I've seen the Mammal Hall construction going up, and it's just really exciting thinking about all the things the university is planning to do.
What was missing from the chancellor's speech was any mention of budget cuts. With state revenues lower than expected, that could mean a tight budget here at UNO, and that would impact Christensen's vision of the future. For the Omaha News, I'm Tone Doan.
This year, the University of Nebraska system already went through a large budget cut. The University of Nebraska at Omaha saw those cuts implemented at the beginning of this year.
Healthcare remains the center of attention on Capitol Hill this week. Nebraska District 2 Representative Lee Terry weighed in with some perspective on the outlook of recent proposed healthcare reform legislation. Terry stated his colleagues across the aisle want to bring in heavy regulation to increase healthcare coverage. However, according to Terry, some in Congress want to resource the new legislation by taking $500 billion away from Medicare.
It's really difficult. Healthcare is the single most difficult issue.
Terry also indicated he tried working with House Blue Dog Democrats, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi ended the cooperation. Insurance covering hospital visits and home health would drastically change as well, because according to Terry, new legislation would not pay for home health nurses, but would mandate specialized nurses.
The mandate on the individual is controversial, because this is America and people have the right to make mistakes and be stupid and not have insurance. And some of us don't like being the benevolent godfather who tells you what you have to do.
Congress will meet this week to continue debates about health care legislation. The congressman indicates that nothing new would be resolved until mid-spring of next year.
Now, Nebraska's unemployment rate rose to 5.0% this August. This is low compared to the national percentage, but as Stephanie Bachman reports, many are feeling the effects.
With the growing unemployment rate, new college graduates are having a hard time finding jobs in their field.
I've applied to a ton of applications, and as far as interviews, I've been on 4.
Many graduates haven't found job openings to be interviewed for. Kelly has been filling out applications all summer with no luck of finding a job. Her future plans haven't changed.
Continue working at Romeo's, and then eventually, districts start accepting applications for the next school year. Millard usually starts hiring around March, so I'll start doing applications again.
Last May, about 15 to 20% of college students had jobs lined up for them. That number is supposed to increase this December.
Employers are still hiring students for positions. The competition for those positions that we tell students, however, has increased because now they're not just competing with people that are graduating in the same class as they are. They're competing with people that may have been in the job force for 2 years or 5 years or 10 years or 15 years.
Because of the competition, many students and alumni have asked for help from their school's Career Center.
We are here to help you with your job search process, your resume writing skills, interviewing skills, networking skills, negotiating skills, all those things that help an individual have an effective job search.
For the Omaha News, I'm Stephanie Bachman.
UNO's Career Center helps both students and alumni. You can call the office at 402-554-3672 during regular business hours. You can also look them up at unomaha.edu. Just search Career Center.
Today in Lincoln, Governor Dave Heineman called a special session for lawmakers to come to the state capitol in early November to cut the state budget. The session would focus on making budget cuts instead of trying to increase taxes throughout the state. The initial reason for the hastiness? According to a letter sent Monday by the state budget director, drastic reductions in state tax receipts are concern enough to look towards statewide budget cuts. According to State Senator Cap Dirks of Ewing, this special session most likely reflects the need to make cuts before the budget becomes a disaster.
Today on Wall Street, oil dipped below $71, stocks ending with a mixed reaction. The Dow closed down just under 6 points. The Nasdaq finished up 6 points, 6 points, and the S&P 500 closed up just under 3 points.
And when we come back, it's homecoming time at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Students vote for royalty today and take part in week-long festivities.
Also a farm that not only is a fun family outing, you may also find yourself learning a little more than you knew before you got there. That's coming up after the break. You're watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Breathtaking. Electrifying. Inspiring. Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing VHS or DVD copies, call 554-2516 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on the Knowledge Network.
Welcome back to the Omaha News. This week, faculty, staff, and students are celebrating Homecoming Week on the campus of the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
And this year marks the 101st celebration of activities. Everything kicked off with a parade featuring floats and Greek life. Yesterday on campus, students participated in a live game show in the Milo Belo Student Center. Students competed against students and Greek organizations versus other Greeks. Today, a sandcastle contest was featured in the Student Center Plaza, where contestants competed not only against each other, but cold weather. Students are also encouraged to vote today for homecoming royalty, which will be crowned on Saturday's football game, where the week-long festivities will wrap up.
If you like to experience nature and meet interesting animals, there is a place that's only 20 minutes away. Let's follow Kong Yin's report to take a closer look.
What you are looking at is a farm, but it's not quite exactly the kind of farm in the ordinary sense. Nestled between a ridge and the Missouri River, Jefford Farm is under the direction of Educational Service Unit 3 and serves educational purposes. Every year in the fall, the farm holds a fall festival. Parents bring their children here to see many things they don't usually see.
I want to pet her. Did you pet her? You want to? There you go.
What did we see in there? Did we see a snake and a turtle? Yeah.
But I don't like snakes. No snakes.
The farm is a great community resource for parents and kids. There are many activities for them to do. So if visitors don't like snakes, they can learn about birds or see some farm animals. They can also create artwork, practice carpentry and build woodshop, or hop on a hayride.
A lot of our children do not experience nature as much as they should. And once they bring them down here and they see all this fresh air and just the beauty of the nature down here and all the animals, I think it's wonderful for them.
Each year, Jefford Farm is able to provide farm and outdoor education programs to over 30,000 students, scouts, youth group members, and more. For the Omaha News, I'm Kang Yin.
For more information about Gifford Farm, you can call 402-597-4920. Their address is 700 Camp Gifford Road in Bellevue.
Homecoming isn't the only reason the campus will be celebrating this week. Latino Heritage Month is happening, and we'll show you how you can get involved as we sit down with the assistant director for the celebrations.
Also, Maverick football looks like they have a new star on the gridiron. A closer look to how he has adjusted to his success. And boxing may seem rough and only for the brutes, but one boxing club in the Metro is teaching some to use their fists to reach out in the community. That's all coming up on Sports Talk. The Omaha News continues on the Knowledge Network after the break.
Feed your brain with original programs from the Knowledge Network. TKN combines the resources of educational and television experts from UNO Television, Omaha Public Schools, Westside Community Schools, Metropolitan Community College, and Creighton University. TKN members produce a variety of programming with collaboration from students working in front of and behind the camera. The Knowledge Network. Feed your brain by watching Cox 17 and 18.
Maverick Sports has found a classy new home for football, hockey, and basketball coverage. Classical 90.7 KVNO. For schedule information, go to kvno.org. KVNO, the voice of Omaha's team, the UNO Mavericks.
If you're an Omaha kid feeling tired and slow, here's the numbers you ought to know. Eat 5 fruits and veggies every day. Drink 4 glasses of water, okay? Eat 3 foods from the dairy scene. And just 2 hours in front of a screen. Now take 1 hour to move around. And that's the Healthy Kids Countdown.
For games, ideas, and other fun stuff about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Visit livewellomahkids.org. But don't stay long.
You're watching the Omaha News.
UNO's Latino Heritage Month kicks off next week, all meant to celebrate the Latino heritage on UNO's campus. With us today to talk about the events is Valerie Thompson. Yes. She's the Assistant Director for the celebrations. So Valerie, talk to us about UNO's Latino Heritage Month celebration and what it means to the students and people here at UNO.
Well, the great thing is that it really gives the students the opportunity to create programs that reflect the things that they want to see on this campus. Some of the things that we did in the past, we did the history of Latinos in Greek life, where we invited two people that weren't from UNO to kind of give their perspective of the history of Latinos in Greek life. And then we had a cultural celebration where we invited two groups from the Omaha area to perform. And so it's a great way that students can also connect to the community, but also they can do programs that are reflective to the things that they want to see, for Latino heritage.
Have you had a great reaction from the students and people involved?
Absolutely, absolutely. From all of our events, we do evaluations, and the evaluations have been extremely positive. Sitting down and talking with the committee members of the students and talking about what we want people to get out of the programs, and looking at the evaluations, it definitely matches up that people are getting a broader perspective over different things in the Latin American culture. So it's been a great opportunity.
Okay, so how long has these celebrations have been going on?
Well, in total years, it's been 13, but I'm pretty new to the position. But it's been happening since September 15th through October 15th, and so that's why there's a couple of events still left that people can definitely attend.
Okay, mentioning the events, there's 3 coming up. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the first event, the talent show. What's that all about?
Well, we really wanted to sit down. We wanted to have like an all-school talent show, but we also wanted to keep it in the confines of having it during Latino Heritage Month. That's why we called it Expresiones Latinas. But we're inviting anyone and everyone who wants to sing, tap dance, read a poem. Basically the chance to where we can see, different people's talents from, across the UNO community. So they can come. It's actually going to be this Monday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. in the ballroom. So.
Okay. And then I know there's another event coming up, the Latin American immigration, the Obama era. What's that event? Okay.
That's actually being offered by the Latino Studies Department on campus, and it's just a part of their charla series that they have every year, where it just kind of gives the students an opportunity to hear about some of these important issues that are affecting Latinos today.
Okay, and folks can learn more about these events by visiting the UNO website.
Absolutely, absolutely. Or especially if they want to participate in the talent show, they can give me a call at 402-554-2711, or they can definitely go to the Student Organizations and Leadership Program website.
Okay, Valerie Thompson, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it. All right, if you want to get involved or you have any questions, call Valerie at 402-554-2711. You can also email Stella Watts at swatts@mail.unomaha.edu to register. Well, after the break, join us for another round of sports talk. This week, the hockey team took to the ice with a new team, and women's soccer is finding success on the pitch. We'll send you off to the break with a look at some of the scores from around town, as well as the big game in Minnesota. You're watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, yes.
UNO represents the commitment that the community makes toward a quality education.
Why would you not want to come to an institution that's as vibrant and alive as this institution is?
only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information on issues that really matter to Nebraskans. Watch Consider This, a program produced by UNO Television to give you more information than your typical newscast.
Welcome to Sports Talk once again. I'm Matt Santa Maria. Let's jump right in today with a dying sport looking for a jolt of energy. The Northside Boxing Club may not have the funds or the popularity to supply that alone, but through hard work and compassion for the community, they're changing lives nonetheless.
A quick search of the internet will find you practically nothing. If you make the drive north up 72nd Street without a watchful eye, you may just miss it. But through it all, here it stands, the Northside Boxing Club, with a clear purpose in mind.
Keep these kids off the streets, keep them out of gangs, and it's been instrumental in just keeping the doors open here in Omaha.
Doors that Tlaco says couldn't stay open without the help of volunteer coaches.
These coaches are up here 5 nights a week, 2 to 3 hours a night, volunteering their time. They're blue collar, so it's so cool to see everybody involved and how big of an impact they are making on these kids.
Over 500 boxers have made their way through this ring, from beginners to veterans and everything in between. One is 22-year-old Northside boxer Robbie Lula, and though he doesn't fight competitively, the sport still has plenty of meaning.
It gives you a sense of pride and self-confidence to know you're part of something that a lot of people over the years, the greats, the nobodies, have been a part of it.
And through hard work, the rewards for Northside boxers can be life-saving.
For a lot of my friends, they weren't as lucky as I was. They had to get into a gym or something to keep them from getting that sense of belonging and that sense of community in a gang or selling drugs on the streets or whatever. You get that here.
Lula is one of about 25 boxers who currently train at Northside Boxing, but the club is always looking for additions. For more information, you can contact the club at 402-968-3712. The football team is making their preparations for the homecoming game on Saturday at Alcanelia Field. Their opponent? At 17th-ranked Washburn University, the Ickapods come into Saturday's contest with a 5-1 record and a powerful offense averaging over 43 points a contest. It'll be the Washburn defense, however, with the tall task of slowing down young Levi Terrell. He's the UNO back that continues to take advantage of his opportunities in the backfield.
I was kind of surprised when they first called me up, but I just told myself that I had to start a little bit earlier than planned and go out there and do what I need to do for the team.
Terrell and the Mavericks are set for a 1 p.m. kickoff from Alcanelia Field. Doors open at 12 p.m. The UNO hockey team kicked off their 2009 season, unofficially at least. It was an exhibition contest against the University of Lethbridge on Monday. With little preparation time, it was the first chance for new head coach Dean Blaze to get a good look at his young team on the ice. The Mavericks will try to do just that when they host the Mutual of Omaha Icebreaker Tournament beginning on Friday. UNO begins play against Army that same night. Puck drops at 7:35 from Quest Center, Omaha.
So there's a lot of areas we can improve on, of course, face-offs, but we've only had 1 2-hour practice. So that was a pretty good effort out there for 1 2-hour practice. No, I expected it to be a little sloppy at times. We talked about don't be nervous, have fun. You want to be mentally prepared, but the bottom line is to have fun every game and go out and just do your best.
Women's soccer is making a big impact league-wide this week. That's because senior Jessica Powers was named Offensive Player of the Week in the MIAA on Tuesday. The forward netted a pair of goals, including the game winner against conference rival Southwest Baptist and UNO's 3-0 win over on October 1st. The 7-4 Mavericks continue a 4-game homestand on Thursday when they host Emporia State at 4 o'clock. And then on the 11th of October, against Washburn University. If you've driven around the UNO campus or been to a game, you've seen the school mascot. Or have you? Lacey Penrose wraps us up on Sports Talk today by uncovering the mystery behind the horned hero.
You see him everywhere. He even has a cafe named after him. He's the UNO Mavericks mascot. But when we asked students who he was, no one knew.
You know, I'm not sure.
I think it's a bull. Oh, man. I have no idea.
Some weren't sure of his gender.
It's a girl.
For seeing his face so often, it's surprising that students don't know anything about him.
A bull with horns. A bull has horns.
The UNO mascot is indeed a he. His name is Durango. He is a bull. He has been UNO's Maverick mascot since 1971. For the Omaha News, I'm Lacey Penrose.
Thank you, Lacey. Durango can't quite make it to every home game for UNO athletics, but he always does his best to give the Mavericks an added advantage on the sidelines.
Well, next week we take a closer look at the economy of Omaha. What can you expect in the near future? Also, we take a look on the holiday shopping season outlook and how it will shape your pocketbook. Thanks for watching. As a reminder, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/theomahanews.
Jake, although the snow hasn't quite fallen yet, angels are already here in the heartland, actually. So join us next week as we dust off some halos and watch a group of Metros grow their wings. From all of us here at the Omaha News, have a great evening.
Take a look at UNO and you'll find a school that can pretty much be everything to everyone. We have that big city feel and a sense of community that creates a close, friendly campus. Our professors and resources contribute to our great reputation in the city and the region. So whether you're just starting out, transferring, earning a degree online, or choosing a new path in life, you'll be able to find what you want.
If your days get out of control, reset your attitude by setting your radio to KVNO, Classical 90.7. Discover your own personal oasis of serenity on KVNO, Classical 90.7.
The Omaha News, presented each week by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Live each Wednesday at 4 p.m. right here on the Knowledge Network.